The Central Okanagan Hospice House provides people nearing the end of life and their families with high-quality hospice palliative care in a tranquil, home-like setting where patients are encouraged to live until they die.
As soon as I walked in the building, I could feel an energy that was uplifting and happy and, yes, dealing with difficult things, but doing it in a very positive, love-based way as opposed to a fear-based way.
When we first found out that Dad had a cancer that he wasn't going to recover from, I said, you know, we're going to be about good day engineering from now on. We're going to plan, facilitate, and participate in as many good days as possible. And when we arrived at hospice, we found a group of people that were doing that and became part of our team.
The amazing level of care, both taking care of the physical needs and also the love and respect that was given emotionally. And that's not just to Doug the patient, but also to me the carer and all the other friends and people that were in and out around Doug's stay here. He was here for 6 weeks.
One of the great skills of your staff here is they anticipate need. They can anticipate what the residents are going to need even before they know it. And it's great to be handed what you need even before you know you need it.
So the whole experience has been new to me and way beyond my wildest imaginings.
They come here to live until they die and not just wait to die.
The other thing was that I found is how they treated my family, like my girls and my son and everybody that came. They were so good to them too, and myself. I mean, I stayed here. I lived here with my wife, and they treated me so well, fed me, and I didn't ask for that. I just wanted to spend time with my wife here, and they took care of me as well as any patient that was here.
One thing I heard again and again from lots of different people was, if you go to the hospice, you can be his wife again. And that was huge.
Hospice House is staffed by more than 30 interior health professional caregivers, registered and licensed practical nurses, care aides, clinical practice nurses, and house moms who manage the patient's needs and help make their last days peaceful, comfortable, and meaningful.
When you bring your loved one to Hospice House, it's, I would encourage people to not think of it as a surrender or an end stage even. I would encourage people that are coming here to think of it as adding to your family, adding to your caregiving team, and taking on extra support when it's needed.
He hadn't spoken very much for about a month. And all of a sudden we were sitting out in the garden and he said, and at this point I didn't even know whether he comprehended that he was dying. He said, "It's the end of the world. Good place to spend the last days." So I knew I'd made the right decision. Yeah.
Hospice House is a partnership with the Central Okanagan Hospice Association, a non-profit organization of more than 90 specialized volunteers who offer emotional, physical, informational, and practical support to patients and the patients' friends and families.
We have volunteers at the help desk, so they're the first person that someone sees when they come into the house. Very welcoming to them and and head them off in the right direction, make them feel as at home as possible. We have gardeners who keep our garden looking absolutely amazing. We have Reiki and Soothing Touch volunteers and Heart Cart volunteers and a number of other roles that I've probably forgotten, but all very important.
It's such an honor to be a part of the complementary care team here and to be able to provide that for people.
It makes us feel very good, and we know that we're doing something that's appreciated by so many people.
The one role that requires the most intense training are the direct service volunteers, or what we call the bedside volunteers. They're there one-on-one with clients and their loved ones at the bedside in their room. They may do something as simple as bring them coffee or tea or juice, or they may be there at the bedside to have a really wonderful, profound conversation with that person.
They also offer vigil, particularly appreciated by patients with few friends and family nearby. Vigil provides a companion and an empathetic witness to the transition that occurs with death.
So much of it is just being compassionate, just showing love to another human being.
We just are there in their presence to help them along. We always reassure them that it's okay, they're not alone, and that they're loved, and that it's okay to go. We're right there with them.
We offer many amenities to make patients and their families feel comfortable and at home. Volunteers read to patients, write letters to children and families, and provide massages, hairdressing, and manicures. We have a player grand piano in the South House for playing and gatherings. Each week, volunteers tend the Rotary Garden in our tranquil creekside setting for quiet visit to patients from family members and friends.
It's a very calming place. It's the serenity it's surrounding it. You just walk into it and there's just a sense and a wonderful feeling that you just forget all of the other troubles and cares out on the street, and you come in here and you've just got the garden.
Hospice House is pet-friendly, with 2 resident lovebirds, 2 volunteer-maintained aquariums, and regular visits by dogs from pets and people.
She just got sent to come around and visit everybody. You know, she does the same for all of us. Don't ya? Yeah. Yes, you do.
The dog was a part of our family, and she was welcome here too, so it was very special.
There's even a spa, complete with scented candles and music. The atmosphere is home-like everywhere, with fresh flowers, art on the walls, and seasonal decorations and festivities. Each patient has a beautiful private room, fully equipped with lift-serviced bathroom, television and DVD player, telephone, and even a cot for sleepovers with family members.
When we came here, everybody just wrapped their arms around me and made me feel like just part of the family, and that I was never alone. And you know, they were insisting that I eat and you know, sleep on the cot, and I didn't want to, and you know, all those things. But everybody looked after me like I was the patient. So you know, it was just the best place to be, and you know, the best place for Mom to say goodbye.
Hospice House is a thoughtfully designed home away from home, a warm place to bestow death with dignity.
A good death is whatever you say it is.
There used to be a bed there, and my son slept here 2 nights, and they feel very welcome, very included in terms of any kind of help or even food, and they get a lot of very positive attention and support. That's my understanding of it and the way they talk to me. They're very, very happy with this facility. They can't believe it exists.
You know, I wanted her to be at home, but as it got closer and closer, and it just wasn't I was afraid. But when I came here, I wasn't afraid. There was so much laughter and hugs and warmth and, you know, all those things. Like, it was just like being with a whole bunch of family that just loved you to death.
It really is, in every way, a home away from home.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the celebration of lives in hospice. My name is Corinne, and I feel really blessed to offer this celebration of lives as we come together in this very precious and special place. We come together, and the volunteers put together this beautiful tea, and the room is set up beautifully. Family pictures are displayed. Beautiful roses are brought, and the names are spoken and remembered as we come together in community to celebrate the life. As we think of the uncharted future, we feel the challenge of possibilities and the hopes that tomorrow may be filled with even greater purpose and meaning. Some say love is a
The standard of care, the professionalism, the absolute kindness and compassion of everybody, the nurses and staff, the administrative staff, the volunteers, all just absolutely amazing. And I like to come back, and I pop in and say hello and have a cup of tea, and it uplifts me to come back in here. And so it's a marvelous place.
And being part of that greater team with the nursing staff, the clinical practice coordinators, and everyone who's involved in this incredible care it's something to be proud of. It's a privilege, it's an honor to do this.
I guess one of the most important things is to recognize, as challenging as this time is and moving and profoundly deep, it's also really important that we understand the strengths that the patients and families bring to the table. And I think that is one of my biggest joys and my biggest lessons here in the hospice, is that families have incredible strengths. They have such courage in surviving and making meaning through this process. So always it's inspirational.
I was really glad. I'm so pleased that we were able to be part of this.
I want to give back in some sense, whether I volunteer here in the future, because you were all so good to her.
Sun shines down as our garden grows. Planted flowers love row by row, with all the colors that are beneath the sky. Watch it grow, love, you and I. Oh, hold my hand. You taught me right from wrong and showed the way. You kept me warm at night and safe each day. No matter what I needed, you gave to me. All your life lived so unselfishly. Oh, hold my hand. Oh, hold my hand. In your heart forever, hold my hand. We will always be together, hold my hand. Some smiled as I sang the song. They'd been married oh so very long. Through all the trials and things that life can bring, two souls together and a wedding ring. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Hold my hand.
The primary goal of all hospice staff, professional and volunteer, is to help meet the patient's physical, emotional, and spiritual needs, and to make their last days meaningful, comfortable, peaceful, and serene.